there, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. What a weekend it has been for those of us who are big skiers and snowboarders and just snow enthusiasts all together, because we've needed to get those snow levels down. We've had the moisture. We just haven't had the cold air to support the snowfall in the mountains. And we're really, over the past 24 to 48 hours, that has been the case for us. We have finally gotten that cold air in, and it's produced some pretty good totals. And we still could see some more snow here throughout the night as winter storm warnings have been extended. We'll show you those. Plus, we're going to talk about how things could continue to stay active, but just not as active as we head later on into next week, which will make travel maybe just a bit easier. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the amounts of snow we've seen here over the past 24 to 48 hours. And in many spots, like around Snoqualmie, Stevens Pass, coming up over a foot of snow so far. 18.5 inches at Snoqualmie Pass. We will take that. At about 10 inches there at Crystal Mountain, 5 inches so far at White Pass. We'll see how much more moisture we get out of this system. It looks like most of the moisture will be off to our north, but that's still some respectable amounts. We'll see more too as we head on into the week. So that's going to be exciting because, well, check out these snow levels. We keep them around 2,000 to 3,000, maybe 3,500 feet as we get closer to Christmas. But all of that's going to be around pass level and help to support additional snowfall for the mountains. And also another thing, winter starts officially tomorrow, and it's going to be pretty winter-like up across the mountains. Kind of chilly and raw and wet as we head here into the lowlands as we see highs in the mid-40s. We'll cool those numbers down quite a bit more as we head closer to Christmas Day. It looks to be the coolest day of the week as we top off only at 42. Here's Snoqualmie Pass, and you can definitely tell the snow has been coming down heavily. Why? Well, check out the branches. Those are just covered by some wet, heavy snow there. You can see a big clump just falling off of that right there. Gorgeous view of a very winter-like Snoqualmie Pass right now, and wonderful to see too all the fresh snow that we've gotten up there. Nothing but plain old rain down this way around Tacoma, and we'll continue to see that here as we go through the night and here in Seattle too. As you can see, kind of a glossy look with all the moisture showing up on the camera lens. 43 degrees, kind of chilly and raw, so if you have any plans tonight or if you're heading out at some point tomorrow, just make sure to have not only just something for the rain, but also something to keep you warm. Temperatures are going to be more so in the low to mid 40s throughout the night, and not much of a drop off just because we're going to have so much of that thick cloud coverage in place, plus a bit more of that southerly flow, which really limits some of the cooling we're able to do during the nighttime hours. Here's radar, and you can see some of that moisture moving through parts of western Washington right now. Where it's the heaviest, I'm going to go ahead and zoom into that area right now. Looks like over parts of King County and down getting closer to Pierce and Thurston counties as well. We're also seeing some of that moving over the southern half of the Kitsap Peninsula. Now, big picture is going to be that all of this will continue to work its way off to the east as we go later into the night. And you can see a bit more of that snow up across Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass as well for us for the time being. But as you go farther south here, closer to White Pass, not as much snow down there. So that's kind of reflecting what we saw in the total so far, as we've had much more of the moisture off to the north. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on out. You can definitely tell that big picture, we're going to see that deeper moisture stay off to the south. That's where you have that area of low pressure down into parts of California. That's helping to produce more of the heavier rain into some of those parts. We're happy to not see that here across western Washington, and we're happy just to get our weaker systems, yet still enough moisture to help to produce the snowfall here across the mountains, and a cooler pattern too, that with that area of low pressure just off of the coast of British Columbia, we're going to keep things fairly active because it just continues to whip around these very weak areas of low pressure, just a weak impulse here and there that helps to enhance this precipitation from time to time. All right, let's talk about those winter storm warnings. They're with us until midnight tonight, so early Sunday morning, and additional snow with that could equal up between 8 to 12 inches, so maybe another foot of snow could be possible with all this moisture that's coming on through. As we put that into motion for you, you can see next few hours definitely seeing some of that moisture near and north of Seattle, and seeing the majority of the snow near and north of Snoqualmie Pass. Off to the south, well, not as much snow expected down there. We'll continue more of that trend as we go on into early tomorrow morning. That's where we see a bit more of that moisture that's going to be out for us here as we head on into more of the day for tomorrow. And we really start to pick that up by the mid parts of the afternoon and heading into the evening. This is 7 p.m. tomorrow, and we're starting to see a bit more of not only just the rain here in the lowlands, but we're also beginning to pick up a bit more on the snow too. You can see that beginning to really ramp up around that time. That's going to be during the first half of tomorrow night, so maybe if you're trying to make some travel plans and you have a pretty long week to take some time off, traveling tomorrow evening or tomorrow night across the passes, not preferable, probably not the most ideal to be heading out at that point to be hit by some of the heavier snow. We do expect that to begin to let up, though, by the time we head into late tomorrow night and into early Monday. And by the time we head on into Monday afternoon, guess what? Just more of these off and on chances with these weak systems, these weak impulses that are going to be moving around this area of low pressure in the Gulf of Alaska. That keeps things kind of active again. And here you go. You can see mid to late afternoon heading into the evening on Monday. That's 4 p.m. We're seeing another one of these little weak systems move on by. It helps to enhance some of the rainfall here in the lowlands and enhances the snow for the mountains as it pushes on by. And then I think after this one, that's when things do start to wind down just a bit more. We don't see as much of the moisture around. Okay, so additional snow or rainfall, here in the lowlands. This is through Tuesday, early morning at about 5 to 6 o'clock, anywhere between about an inch to maybe an inch and a half out towards the coast. So a decent amount, but it is spread out, so it kind of helps us out again with trying to limit any sort of additional flooding that we might see. And then again, with the snowfall that we're going to have with this, we're going to see a lot of this stay up into the mountains. And great news too, Baker picking up another 1, 2, possibly 3 feet of snow by this point as we head on into early Tuesday morning. I think up to a foot of snow is going to be more the common theme for us around Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass and around more of the resorts there. Paradise, you could see between 2 to 3 feet of additional snow too as we head on into the next 2 to 3 days. And over towards Mission Ridge, picking up closer to about 4 inches of snow. Hurricane Ridge doing pretty good too there, coming up near, if not a little more than 2 feet ahead. Now all of that's with this continued area of low pressure spinning around, keeping a lot of the deep moisture across parts of, I would say, Northern California, while we'll see some deeper moisture, but not quite as deep as what you see down across those parts. As we head on into Wednesday, there's another system rolling on up from the south. That one has the potential of maybe bringing in some more heavy showers here across the area. We'll see what happens with that, but that's definitely going to be one that we'll keep an eye on for as we head later into the week. That's Christmas Eve, and maybe some travel plans could be disrupted by that. Not looking like it's going to be a huge disruptor, but what we can notice with that is it's coming through, especially across the eastern side of the state, with cold enough air that we could be talking about some more widespread snowfall, especially over that way. For us, we're talking about just plain old rain as it moves on by. Also, a lot of heavy rain farther south to into California. That looks to be more the trend yet again as the system continues to spin down off of the coast of California, and eventually it makes its way down that way where you see a lot more of the moisture down there late into this week and heading on into the following weekend. And then it looks like maybe a bit of a break heading on into this upcoming weekend for us here across parts of western Washington. Overnight lows tonight, a lot of upper 30s and low 40s. It's chilly, but not really all that much cold. And then highs, well, they are going to be chilly, as we'll keep highs generally in the mid to upper 40s. Anacortes up to 47, at about the same number there in Blaine. Bellingham at 46. Arlington hitting a high of 48 degrees. We'll see a high of 48 in Coupeville, 46 in Linwood, a high of 46 in Shoreline. Issaquah up to 48 degrees. Over towards the west there in Des Moines, up to 48, 46 over the Kitsap Peninsula for Bremerton. Paulsville up to 47. We'll see a high of 49 in Tacoma, maybe just barely getting up into the 50s for us in Puyallup. Mid-40s around Tenino, down around Castle Rock and Longview. Centralia up to 47, upper 40s out towards the coast there for Claylock, Tahola, and Ania Bay. And farther to the east, Quilcene, Lake Cushman, in the low to mid-40s there. Sequim will top off at about 47 and 46 in Port Angeles. Here's your 7-day forecast. A lot of 40s ahead for us. And again, a lot of rainy icons on there, but if you're looking for drier times, definitely the days look to be drier heading into Tuesday and Wednesday for Christmas Eve. We'll see what happens with that system, but timing-wise, it could be more so Christmas Day that we'll have the better chances of seeing that rain with that system, and then heading on into the upcoming weekend too, as we'll see things begin to dry out just a bit more, just a few showers left behind heading on into next Saturday. So while we are still seeing the rain across the area, it's not going to really encourage or bring about any more additional flooding. We'll still keep an eye out for a few rivers, but we should be good there. And the great news about all of this is a lot of this moisture is coming in with the cold air, so we're locking in most of it and a lot of it in the mountains in the form of snow. Okay, hope you guys have a great Saturday night and enjoy the latter part of your weekend on Sunday. We'll talk to you soon.